Good evening, everybody. Welcome to week 3, the second class, Wednesday class. Tonight, we're going to be covering the final parts of the assignment and the assessment. All right, so programs required for this class and the class material. Remember, we're using Adobe CC 2018. If you do not have it, check the message in the announcement section. If you have any questions, please make sure you contact me. All right, so that finishes that off. Let's quit a couple of these things so we're not interrupted. I thought I quit those already. All right, so where were we at last night? Last night, come on, I said quit. There. All right, so last night we ended here at Loki Designs. All right, now the thing that we want to consider here is we're talking about making it better. All right, now let's go back over here really quick. This, notice, goes to here. If I take that and drag it up to here, okay, why is it not letting me? That's supposed to drag up there. All right, let's go here. Site properties. 1200, 700, maximum width, minimum width. Okay, so bottom 20, yeah. Resolution standard. All right, so let's take that down. See if that decided to cooperate with us tonight. And yet it still has not. So what we're going to do is this. Come on. There we go. Take that to there. Command C. Now we're going to paste in place. Take it all the way down. And let's do this. Sometimes that works. For some reason, it's not taking over and working the way it's supposed to. It's adding below it. So let's try this. Since it doesn't want to cooperate in behave, we're going to take that out and see if that helps. Good evening, Jesse. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Well, I'm arguing here with the program again because it decided it doesn't want to cooperate and do what it's supposed to do down here.
Oh, boy.
Did you get a chance to go look at the thing to fix that?
I did not.
It's okay. It's not working anyway.
Okay.
Because I copied this. Now let's go take a look. And it's still not showing up there. So let's see. Let's delete that. Well, let's leave that there. Save it. Let's close it. See if that cooperates now. Nope. All right. So let's go to the assets. Those all seem good. Oh, that one's off. But okay, everything else seems good.
Yeah.
So it's not the assets that are the problem. The only one that's off is that, the Paul Rand quote, because I made it bigger than it was. Normally you'd make it larger so it doesn't pixelate or anything.
Right.
All right, so let's bring this back up. And as you can see, I put a spot there down at the bottom. Still there. So that seems to be a nice little technical error we're having with this program right now. It doesn't seem to want to cooperate because we were able to actually grab this at one time. Now it's not letting me grab it at all. Right here. I'm not even able to grab it. Let's try something. Edit, see, view. Take off the smart guides. Yep, same issue. It's just not cooperating. All right, so we're not going to be able to show how to get rid of that. It's just going to be there. And because, like I said, they're no longer working with the program. So what we do, the further out we go with this, the less and less you're going to be able to do. All right,
Yeah.
so,
I said, yeah.
So we're going to stick with where we're at now. All right, so what we're going to talk about. Why did I just open that again? I don't want you open. All right, so what we need to do is I've taken my website
Mm-hmm.
and I'm redoing it. All right, so what style is this layout? From your, have you done your discussion this week?
I have not.
All right, so what we're going to do here really quick. 5 portfolio site styles. All right, so we're talking about the portfolio, the main portfolio sites out there, okay?
Right.
So we have a portfolio as the main focus. As you can see, it's right there, instantly throwing this forward. Well, we go back and look, I just did my portfolio here. Different parts of it.
Uh-huh.
Business cards, flyers, mock-ups, and photos. So by doing that, I've already given them pretty much my portfolio. Now here's the question. What do you think is the worst piece on there? Don't you hate when an instructor asks that?
Sort of.
No, some of this is taken from older stuff. So what do you think is the worst piece on there? And why?
Probably the wall of hero, the fall of heroes.
The waterfall of heroes. Okay, what makes it the worst?
It just looks a little plainer than the rest of it.
Okay. So it doesn't fit, in other words.
It really doesn't.
And it pulls the eyes directly to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was on its own, what that is that's how they wanted me to draw up and present a idea so that they could actually build it later as a waterfall. All this gray,
Uh-huh.
the water goes up here, and it's one of those where it goes up and just comes down inside. And this has stuff on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a blueprint, not a blueprint, but a mock-up of what they wanted.
Okay.
But it doesn't fit anything else. So it's going to pull the attention to it as that worst piece because it doesn't fit the design style, correct?
Right.
Is that what you really think?
Yes, actually.
Okay. And that's the truth. Let's face it. I'm going to be judged by that piece right there. Now, for what it was for, it was perfect. But if I look at these others, that's an illustrated object, right? These others are not illustrated. There's an illustration in this logo, but it's still not an illustration of an actual object.
Right.
So I'm going to be judged by the wall of heroes. And at that point, are they going to go further into my portfolio?
I mean, they might.
Probably won't, because now they're stuck. What are they looking for? They came here as a graphic artist. Well, they see that there's graphic arts, but that keeps pulling to the illustration.
Right.
By no means am I a perfect illustrator. No means. Let's face it. I know this. But by putting that on there, remember, you're always judged by the worst piece you put on there. And because I put it on the first page, well, I came here for a graphic artist, not an illustrator. I just lost that person. The photo, well, I just lost that person too because it's not a graphic arts piece. So reality, also, I don't see my home button. It's too dark. So you're starting to see the pattern here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now let's go take a look at the assignment. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with you telling me that there was something wrong there because I asked.
Right.
It's all called feedback. We all need to be able to take feedback. If we can't take feedback as an instructor, we don't have a right to be teaching. Personal opinion there. But the more that we work in the graphic arts world and the design, web design world, we'll start to learn to take criticism. As long as they're not being a jerk.
Yeah.
That's where the issue comes in. All right, so part one, prompt one. Okay, so I'm not using prompt one. I'm actually using prompt two because I have a site. Now, do I have a 241 site? Well, let's go take a look. I don't think I've got one.
I have one, but I don't have the files for it anymore, and it's not on Business Catalyst because they shut that down.
Yeah, Business Catalyst is shut down. So, and I do have one here, but I don't really have a page. I didn't keep any of the pages. So, in other words,
can I ask a semi-relevant question?
Yeah.
Is this class still going to be taught as is since they're shutting Muse down? They're not supporting it anymore?
It's supposed to be rewritten by next year.
Okay.
And it's a problem, but the problem is they just finished rewriting this one not even 6 months ago.
And then Adobe pulled the rug out from under you?
Yep. And it takes a lot to get it reapproved because now they have to go out, get approval for a different program, which will probably be using another one of the Adobe programs, but they still have to get approval. This approval has to also go through the Department of Education and a few other places.
Okay.
Or something like that. Don't quote me on the process.
No, it all makes sense. I was just curious.
Yeah. They want to make sure that the students are getting everything that they deserve. But now you can see where a hang up comes in with that because it takes so long to rewrite it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I started showing you some of the aspects of Dreamweaver last night. By knowing that you can take it over to Dreamweaver, you can start here using this program till it's totally gone. And then you could leave it on your computer and still use it. Just know that aspects of it will quit working.
Right.
And you will have to rewrite that in Dreamweaver.
Right.
Okay. So that's why I showed that. Now, so using Word, explain the changes you would like to create in your website portfolio you created in Design 241. If you've not taken this course, you wish to discuss the 4 changes, additions you will add to your current portfolio website. So I'm taking the current web portfolio that I've got, and I'm doing it. Explain why you will or won't change the following. Okay, so let's go back to Word. Redesign of Loki Designs. Portfolio. All right, so I have this. I've written it up. All right. Now up here, when looking, and I'm going to go over this, when looking at the current Loki Designs website, and you're going to notice I just went over something that's not even covered here, but it was hinted at. It is a setup in the featured work style of design portfolio layout. Like I said, the setup was the featured work. Now let's go down a little further. Well, actually, portfolio style. Then the featured work. Is that one yours?
That's
Yep.
not me.
That was weird. I have no idea where that came from. Okay, so featured work. And we go down a little further. There's the featured work and navigation, where they give some of the featured work, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Come down a little further. Services and about us. Well, this tells about us and the services we offer. Then we have, go a little further, the blog style.
Oh, hey.
The only thing, okay, now these each have positive, but they've also got negatives. And then there's the single page portfolio. All right?
That's pretty bold.
The
The
portfolio?
single page.
The single page. Well, the thing is, for example, do you use, just forgot what it's called. Behance?
I dabble in it. I'm really liking the new portfolio page that Adobe has.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one in the Creative Cloud. It's not Behance. It's just called Portfolio.
Let's go up here really quick.
That one right there. PF.
That one. Yep.
That one. Yeah.
Okay. And you know, that might even be something we come to. I may try to get some authorization to go over that next week.
Well, that's all online.
It is.
Okay.
But I'm going to try to get the permission to start touching on it for this class.
Okay.
But
that would be neat.
yeah, and the single portfolio page, everything's there. You have to scroll from the top to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there, as you can see, with each one of these, there's a positive, but there's also a negative. All right, so let's go back to here. First, this is a good start, but I believe that changing the style to portfolio as the main style layout, it will make it stronger design with both better UX as well as a UI. To do this, I'll take the guessing work out and place just the Paul Rand quote on the main page, then move on to the other pages. Secondly, I'll be changing the navigation bar to make it flow smoother. Third, I'll be modifying the tabs of the portfolio so that they fit with the flow of the main page. Last, I will take a look at the contact page and see what can be added as well as adjusted so the viewers are able to give a much more detailed idea as to what they are looking for. As seen above, it is clear as to why the style change can make a stronger site. Yeah, okay. For the viewers. Now, to look at the other possible changes and why or why not make them. And we're going to take the word possible out. All right, layout concept. The layout is good, and these are the things we have to be discussing as we look here. All right, explain why you will or won't change the following. Needs to be at least 4 changes to your user interface. Okay, so the layout is good at drawing in the client, but as mentioned above, the layout also places your work right on the front page. It leaves no reason for the viewer to move into the rest of the site. With this being the first page the viewer sees, it will make up your mind of the viewer. Knowing that the designer will be judged by their worst piece of design, it tends to have all of the answers on this page and leaves no reason for the viewer to go into the site further, as we discussed, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the current logo being a strong design, this will set the color scheme. In keeping with the color scheme, the background tends to flow better when using the darker color as the background. It'll allow the design to stand out more. Portfolio graphic changes. In choosing items that portray my best work, I have used the projects that I have had the most fun with. The reason behind this is that I feel that if I had fun doing the project, it'll be stronger in that it feels like I put my heart more into the fun jobs. Though I will place 100% into each project, I get critical of my own work. So as I'm saying there, basically what I have had the most fun in making, I'm going to put up there. Does that mean they're the best?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
But I
But
agree that you should put up the work that you enjoy doing.
yeah, the work you enjoy doing, because that's going to be the best. And usually it does tend to be the best work. Additional Muse features, I'm going to be, that info is to come later. And these are things you need to answer, okay? And plugins to use. All right, so I have this. Now, the way that I was discussing last night about the class, remember, this week, 100% work means you're professional in your work as well. And that's the way we should always be. Try to be the most professional. Okay, now, so this tells you how to do it. But this tells you the bare minimum required. If you take that next step to the professional, that's 100% work. All right. Part 2, the website mock-up. All right, now I left this because I want to go over a wireframe into a mock-up. All right. So I'm going to use Photoshop. Create new. And, well, the size was 1200 by what? 700 is what it ended up with. All right, so we put this up there. All right, now, with this, now I'm going to design it. All right, so Loki Designs, I'll need those. I'll need the logo, which I put in there, so now I can just pull that right on over there. But the thing with the logo, I'm not going to quite use it there yet. Because the first thing, well, let's put the background up. Right, so I have the background, the color, 000A39. All right, and dump. So there's the background. All right, so next, what I want to do is now I can put that logo over there. But as we discussed, that logo doesn't quite fit, does it?
Not quite.
The color's off.
It's the CMYK version, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
So we'll take this now, Let's look how far off it is. 00A39. And that one's 000A39. But as you can see here, there's a little difference.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right, so now, yeah, see, that's the same color now, except there's a little bit difference. That is 000F4C. Now, if I use that instead, cancel here, there. See, it's so minor, you barely saw the change. All right, so now this is a little short, so let's increase its size so that it fits. And there we go. That looks pretty good there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, now I want to put in, but here's the problem. Notice we're doing this in color. All right, to do an actual website, first things first, you're going to be using
Wireframe.
the wireframe. All right, so for a wireframe, the difference is you start like this. Color, everything is black and white. Why do you do that?
So you can see how the elements space out with each other.
If they don't work this way, they're not going to work in color.
Yeah.
Right, so now we're going to add a page here, here. Oh, quit. B9 and then 4 Bs. B9. Okay. Dump. D6, D4, D4. D6, D4, D4. Notice those two look enough apart once we finally get it working. All right, so now all I have to do then what I'm doing to copy them is just a Command J. Remember, how many pages are we supposed to have?
The assignment says 4.
All right, so how many links do we need?
4.
Okay, yes and no. Remember, the home page, the link for it is the logo.
Well, yeah, but it still needs a link.
It needs a link, but you only need 3 of the regular links then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now here's this page. So what I'm going to do is Command E to bring them all together. All right, so there we have those. And I'm going to create, a folder. And this is going to be main items. Okay, so that's going to go right into there. This background. All right. Now, look at all this space over here. How do we take care of that?
The space,
Mm-hmm.
put stuff in it.
Put stuff in it. Okay. Well, that's one way. Now, what if we did this instead? Because remember, what I'm going to do is, let's go to here. And CV. Okay. And T. I'm going to shoot this one over to here. Shoot it down. Command J. And there we go. What are those?
I don't know.
Social media.
Oh yeah, kind of need those, don't we?
You really do. So I kind of basically laid out with that. Okay.
Right.
All right. So now this is the setup for that. All right. So that's the main stuff. And the background's going to go to there as well. The background needs to come below it, but still in there. All right. Now that's locked. So now we're going to create a new layer. This is everything else. What am I missing on this main thing though?
On the main page,
Yep. On this main thing here, what am I missing?
main page content.
No. Watch. Command J. Command T. Y. What's that?
The footer.
The footer, the copyright info.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so now that's all on there. All right, so this is all here. This page is set up, block. Now we need to worry about the other stuff. All right, so now I said I'm going to put the Paul Rand quote on there by itself.
Right.
All right, so what I'm going to do is copy this. And that's going to come up here. It's gone, all right. So now, Command T, put this here in the center. And there's our main page, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going to go File, Save As, Main, Home Page. All right, so now we have this here. Okay, so there's my home page. Next. Okay, so we need to do homepage about. So we need an about. All right, now with an about, I can do it like this. Command J. And that's now the text, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would go in here for a good graphic? Remember what?
How about your international photograph lady?
That would be good, but remember, this is about me. And if I put her up there, they're going to assume it's about her.
Oh,
Remember that?
yeah, good point.
Okay. So, what type of graphic would go well there?
Some kind of photograph.
Okay.
I mean, it's got the right dimensions for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Portrait photograph.
So what type of photograph would I be able to use, or graphic?
A portrait.
A portrait. We come into the same problem.
Because if it's a portrait of somebody, then they'll assume it's about them and not you.
Yep.
All right, then I'm stuck.
All right. Well, we'll think about that one, okay? So this is the About Me page. So File, Save As, About. All right, so now I have my About Me page. Next page, Portfolio. All right, the portfolio. Let's take a look how it's currently set up. Remember, I said I did want to redo that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we take a look here, we have our photo repair, photography, illustration, and logos. Well, that's a good setup, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the issue with that? We look at the others. I don't have a bright blue background on any of them.
That's true.
So what did that do by having a bright blue background there? I just pulled them away from it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're done with that. We're going to close that now. So let's lower that. All right. So now I want to do that same type of thing. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of create that. Command T. Go down just a little. Now we're going to go Command T. Take that one up to there. 1. Now, how do I make this stand out? If I do the Command J with an outline, it does the same thing. See that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I need to do first is find out the width of that, right?
Yeah.
So let's do this. And we're going to go 12. There we go. So that's 12. So that means this, I need 3 of them, will be 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now how would I make that stand out? Any ideas?
Make it a light box.
Huh?
Make it a light box.
Oh, what I could do is this. All right, so turn that off. All right, so I want to take this, Command J. Command J. So I now have that one 3 times, right? So let's go to here. I'm going to turn these off up here. This one, Command E. All right, now, in fact, I'm not even going to need those, but I will need that. Now, what I want to do is take that to make it stand out just a little. Now this one, turn it on, and T, make it the 4 inches as well. And the Command J. All right. See how that stands out?
Yeah.
Now, is it a little hard to see? It is. So what we can do to make that stand out a little bit more is the double click and put just a little stroke on it. Oh, look what I just did. And that's part of why it didn't stand out. Because if you look at this one, it was not 4 wide. So what I'm going to do is we're going to delete that one. All right, because this one's 4, so Command J. Now, take that and pull that one right to there. So Command T, just to make sure. All right, so now that stands out a little bit more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's move it over just a tad. There we go. All right, so now to make that stand out just a little bit more, let's add a little stroke to it. But the color is a little darker gray. But now, okay, that's going to stand out like that, right? We delete this, and now we're going to go back into there, and I'm going to grab that gray. 7F7C80. All right, so now we're going to do this here. 787CF0. Okay, that wasn't right, was it? So let's go back up here. And I'm going to do this shooting wise. Click there. Command C. I just copied it. Now here. Now we're going to put that there. All right, there we go. So now all I have to do is copy this one, Command J. Hold my shift. Take it over. Now notice that put that one right there. Why did it do that?
I don't know.
Because this actually is still separate. This isn't like Animate. We didn't combine them.
Okay.
They're still separated. So we'll turn the stroke off temporarily into that layer. Command A. Now, how do you combine everything on there?
Group them.
Group them. Command G, right? Now it's grouped. Right. Now with them grouped, now we're going to go back to add that stroke. And it still does the same thing.
Huh.
All right, so rather than group them, what we're going to do is we are going to take this layer. Now, if I add the stroke, it separates them like that. but I can get that back kind of, or I could just do this. Okay, so we're going to lock everything down. So lock. Right here, I'm adding a new layer. And I'm going to use, what tool do you think I'm going to use? Pen tool. And what this is going to do all right, now I have that. Now I'm just going to fill it. But notice that did the whole thing. Okay, so let's click off. All right, come on. Command D. There we go. Now I have this. And I did this with the pen tool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why is it not letting me select it and move it? Or even fill it? This is why I really do not like the pen tool in Photoshop. I don't have as much control.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get rid of that. All right, now, so to get those together, what I can do is just take that section, unlock it, and fill it. But I wanted that gray, right? So let's get that gray and do it again. And there we go. That's what we wanted, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really good.
So that's how you do that. You mess with your tools to get what you want. All right. So this is the portfolio page, right?
Mm-hmm.
File. And what I'm going to do now, the other thing is I'm going to get the background color, which is the light one, D6, D4, D4. And that is what I'm going to put here. D6, D4, D4. All right. And put that there. Because I want that one to be the same background color. Now watch when I turn the effects off. It blends in. Well, I want it to blend in on the final, but I don't want it to blend in here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you want to show in your wireframe that you have an element there.
Yep.
That's blank space.
So now we're going to go File, Save As, Portfolio. All right, so now I have my portfolio page. Now my contact page. Contact page. Hit delete. Okay, they're gone. Now, I don't need this part here, do I?
No.
Okay, so I can just click here. But again, I'm just going to be selecting that whole thing. So what I can do instead is. Now I'm going to delete that one. So it's gone. Delete that one. And then this one, the Command T, go back to here. And I'm going to actually split this one in half. And down. So Command C, Command J. All right, there's my contact page. File, save as, contact. All right, so there's my pages, right? So I'm finished with Photoshop. Now, the next step I need to do is turn them into actual pages, right? Because now I see that that gray works, correct?
Yeah.
So the contact, now we're just going to go through, unlock everything, okay? So here, now we're going to go back, Loki Designs, okay? So we're going to go into the main, which is right there. So that, we're going to go right to here. All right. Huh?
So I need to take a short break.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so now I put that in there. Now the background still needs to change. So let's go ahead and we're going to do this for the background. All right, so there's my background. Logo. Select the gray area and I can delete it. Now, okay. Next, the buttons. Now we start placing the buttons in here. All right, so for the buttons, what we're going to do, let's go to the buttons. Those, we're going to make, well, if I make them black, watch. See, they're hard to see. So rather than black, let's go to the blue. That's going to be too bright. So let's try the red. For this case, red works great, but I still have a lot of white space up here, which we can work on that later, okay? So next, what I want to do, and it's going to be cool how I work on the white space. Next, what I want to do, because you can now see this, now that we're going to the colors. All right, so we're going to go ahead and color those two as well. All right, now this is going to be a form. All right, so that form, well, I do want an outside to it. So let's go back to the stroke. Now let's cancel it. The stroke right now I want is 84 D2FF. All right, so let's go to here. Here. 84 D2FF. All right, so there we have it. Now I have my stroke there. But the inside needs to be 000A39. So we'll come back, 000A39. And we're going to dump that right there. All right, and let's click on it. There we go. Now we've got it. Notice it doesn't match the back. So what we're going to do is grab that color and then go dump it. Again, come on. There we go. And again, you're saying that it's the same color, but it's not showing up the same. So A39, A39, but it's not showing up exactly. All right, so anyway, and now if I go here, same thing, 000A39, but look, it's brighter. Well, the reason it's brighter, let's turn off the bevel and emboss, because I no longer need that effect with this, all right? So I can also delete that one and go Command J and shoot it over. All right, so now we have our two forms, right? So my contact page. What I want to do is the text. So the contact right here is going to be name. Notice I can't read that. So we're going to go 84D2FF. So 84D2FF. And that's a little large. So we're going to go to regular. And I'm going to take it down to 16. For a web page, that works pretty good. Oops. So now, come up here. And we have that. And then a little box after the name. All right. And now that, we're going to add another layer to there. And fill it. All right. So now, as you can see, we have the start here. And we're going to go Command J. And J. And J. And then let's do, okay, so this one is the name, email, phone number, and now this one, MESSAGE. Now the message is going to be a little different. So now we go here because here, whoops, I'm going to open, and then I need Command J, move that one here, submit. And J, CLEAR form. This one's going to be submit form. All right, so now I have my submit form and my clear form buttons as well, right? So there's that. What can I do with this side over here? Ideas? Well, what we can do is this, a lot of people will put, so we're going to come up here, Command J. Okay, so I'm going to bring this right here. And I'm going to say call 208, actually 1, open 208.01-9092, email, okay, what else can I put on there? Well, now that's it. But there's other stuff you could put there, as you can see. All right, now you notice what I was talking about, this white space up here. What can we do to make that fit? Well, what some people will do is they'll take this, move it up. All right, so I want to actually come back to here for a minute. And we're going to actually separate that again. I'm going to go here. Here, and delete. Okay. All right, so now this, I'm going to take and put right there. All right, now there's white space here. So how do we handle this? Well, what a lot of designers will do is they will take like the logo and we're going to make this one whole section. All right. So to do that, well, now I'm going to cheat and copy this background. Command J, Command T. We're going to take it to right there. All right. And then the color. Okay. Now the color. Well, let's see. What can we do with the color? For this one is now going to be that. All right. Now we have the space here. Well, by putting those in the middle, we've just solved that problem. Now, will that work if I do this? Well, let's take this and we're going to move that all the way down. It will still work that way as well. So now I no longer need that one. It's gone. I can take off the copy. All right, so the background's done. All right, so now I have to do this with each page, right? All right, so this is the first step. Now, this here is going to be a light blue as well. Okay, so we're going to take this, go to it, unlock it, there we go, and there we go. All right, so there's my pages. Does that look good? Save that. Okay, now I'm not going to have time to do this for every page, so I'm going to cheat again. File, now we're going to open. That was the contact page. So it's open. Now I need my home and my portfolio and my about. So we open those. All right, this is going to be the same. The only difference now is this layer. Right here. So we're going to go A, C, go over to here. All right, now from we're going to basically shut this. And I'm going to lock that one. All right. Now everything here is gone. Command V. Notice I only put one part of it up there. What we need to do to get all of it up there is go back, highlight, and unlock. So Command A, C. Now watch the difference. Command V. Really? All right, so it wants to be difficult and not cooperate. So we're going to just do this. All right, now we're going to also go grab those buttons. So Command C, Command V. And notice it didn't bring over the whole thing, did it? So let's try that again, see what we have to do. So now, Command A, C. So I should have brought this whole effect over. But do we need it now? We don't really need that effect anymore because now we're in the color version. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn that off. And we put that together. So the effects are all off. Okay. Command J. Well, first, we're going to make these all the same color, right? So the color for this is going to be the same. But I'm going to leave it this way on purpose for now. Why is that? Well, because if I don't, then we're going to end up all right, there we go. So for now, I'm going to leave this way. All right, because if I go to the color I want, watch what happens. 000 A39. See, I lose it. So I don't want to do that, do I? Not yet. All right, so now I'm going to save this as my portfolio. So now File, Save As. Portfolio, and yes, we're going to replace. Okay, so this is step by step because you're going to show the client that it works in grayscale for the wireframe. Then you're going to go to the color version, which is the mock-up. So now I want the home page. Okay, so the only difference is that's a lot smaller. All right, so the home page, I don't need these. And key. And that's going to be the quote. So File, now we're going to place, but I need to actually go back over here and I need to copy that. Command C. Now we can go back over there, delete that, and go to Command V. New. There we go, Command V. Really? It does not want to paste it. That was weird. Let's try this again. Copy. Okay. See if this works. Nope, that doesn't want to do it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and leave that grayscale there for this purpose because it's going to take me a little while to go back and put it in there. All right, so now this is my home page. So File, Save As, Home. Place. All right, and now that brings us up to the About. Well, the About is pretty much the same. So I'm going to take this, put it right there, and J, T, now File, Save As, the About, Save, Place. All right, so now I have all my pages done. That's how simple that was to do. All right, so now I no longer need Photoshop. But I do need InDesign. All right, so the professional portion of this. So I've created all my pages. Let's go back. Whoops, there we go. Let's go back. Okay, in Portfolio Errors, in Photoshop or Illustrator, recreate your portfolio design. Consider choosing a different color scheme, blah, 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 blah. Include your professional logo, your social media icons. You'll be graded on the following directions: originality, creativity, and usability and uniqueness to your style and layout. It's the presentation that's going to give you the 10% off the top if it's not, excuse me, not 10%, 5% if it's not professional, all right? So name your multi-page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one file with this and this in it. To do that, we're going to go File, New, Document. All right, so I'm going to go 8.5. So let's go here to inches by 11 and create. All right, first thing first, we need a cover page. Cover page is needed because we don't, there's a couple of uses for a cover page. So the first one, you take and put the cover page on, and the, no, there we go. New letterhead. Okay, I've even got a newer one than that. But okay, the reason that we put the cover page on, one, it tells people who you are. So if it's left on the desk, it's free advertisement. Two, by putting a cover page on it with no information except the title, nobody can say that they saw it. So it keeps corporate espionage out. So you're protecting your client's interests. All right, so let's go to Documents. There's my new letterhead that I like. I'm going to open it. All right. All right, and there we have our new letterhead. But next thing we need to do is create the title. All right, now I tend to do everything with Arial. The more professional, the better. So we're going to do Arial bold. All right, so it's Loki. Designs. Portfolio. Website. All right, And we're going to take this down to here because by Mike Brooks. All right, so now I have that. Now that's a little small, so we can actually take this all and let's go to 48. Nice. Because of that, then I go to here and just take it down to the middle. And there we have our cover page. That's how simple it is to make a cover page. Now, if you don't have your letterhead, you can make just a blank one. But you can see where letterhead does really well for you because it advertises your information right here. All right, so next, what I'm going to do is copy, duplicate that spread. All right, so now, take this back up, enter, delete all that. Okay, and the next thing I want to do is go up here top. We're going to take this down to the 16 for minute 14. And I'm going to take all this, Command A, C, Command V. Now you notice it's all automatically centered. So we're going to go back and modify this where I need it. So you want to make sure this looks good. Now, how would you make these changes so that this automatically happens without you having to do it?
Paragraph styles.
Paragraph styles. And it'd be so much easier than the way I'm doing it. Now, can you go to another page with this? Yeah, that's no problem. Okay. My M's like coming up tonight, huh? And as you see, we have the color scheme here. And like you said, you'd be using the paragraph styles. I'm just showing some people one of the alternate routes because some people hate that, and I haven't figured out why. And as you can see, this all comes in here nicely, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we pretty much almost have this set up. And I did that just right, that it actually took up the amount of room we needed. All right, so now there we have all this, all right? So there's that page. Now we're gonna go back here really quick, save as. Let's go grab this name that it said to use. If I use this as a PDF, then I'm only having one document to submit to the client instead of two. Wouldn't that make it so much easier?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so your last name. And it says assignment 3, part 2, but now because I'm combining everything, just assignment 3. Yes, use INDD. All right, so there we have that. Now, make this a little bit larger. 24. All right, and that works perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
That looks good. Now, so now we save it. Now we're going to duplicate this. So duplicate the spread. Right now, I no longer want this. All right. I'm going to do this. All right. And this is now what? The home page. Center. All right. Home page. So we're going to go File, Place. And we want the home page. All right. Now, I'm going to put it here and shrink it. We're going to rotate this because, believe it or not, a lot of people are used to seeing graphics sideways. So by doing that, now we're going to go like this. Fit content to frame. All right, there's my home page. Now we're going to duplicate. So duplicate the spread. Now here, right click. All I have to do is go to my links. Click here to make a new link. And what's the next one after that? The about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's my about. And it just automatically puts it in there. But now I need to change this A-B-O-U-T. Command S. Pages. Duplicate spread. Click on it. So that puts me on that link. From the about, portfolio. Okay. Portfolio page. Command S. And then one more time. Duplicate the spread. Click on it. Go back to the links. And this is the contact. All right. C-O-N-T-A-C-T. All right, so there is my presentation. But to submit it, we want to export as a PDF, high quality for them to print. Right, so we're going to go to here. There we go. And export. There we go. Don't want to run out of power. And do a Command 0. All right. Now, see how nice that is and how that would look to a client? There's the home page, about, portfolio, and contact. Can you see how that's going to look nice to a client?
It does look good.
All right, so remember, I'm only taking that off to 5%, so that's 5 points. So 95 if you don't do it that route.
Right.
All right, so that's finished. So now we exit it, and yes, I save it. So I'm now finished there. All right, so now let's go to the assessment. All right, so we're creating the pages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did this last night, if you remember right.
Yeah.
So create links between your pages. We did that. Import your logo and hyperlink to the return to the home page. We did that. Now the social media icons. Now we bring up Muse. Okay, now, based on what I was talking about, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I need those links without that. So for the purpose of this, we're just going to use those, all right? But I'm going to shrink them down. And take them up to the middle of the graphic. All right, now the social media. All right, to add the social media, what we're going to do, right? We're still on the master. So to add the social media, now we're going to come down here to where? Which one do we use?
It's the glyphs, I think.
The glyphs.
I thought you said something about glyphs last night when social media.
That was the copyright.
Oh.
Okay, so we go over here. It's not the library, but look at the widgets library.
Oh, there we go.
Social. So Facebook, Facebook comments, Google Maps. So Facebook likes, remember we discussed this last night, and we can't control what's in here. Remember that?
Yeah.
So you can use that or go out here. Facebook logo for use on links. Facebook brand resources. View guidelines. Explore the assets. Here's all the assets we can use. But before you choose one, you need to do what? Review the use, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to grab this one for now. So I'm going to copy it. So copy image, come over here, and paste. Remember, don't push the shift. All right, and we're going to put that one right there. All right, so there's the Facebook one. Now, Okay, so if I want to add a link, notice desktop or files, or I add the link there. Okay, so let's just say I'm going to go to Facebook. Okay. Designs by Loki. There we go. And I'm going to grab that link, Command C. And actually, I'm going to grab from here because that way they don't have to be logged in. Let me go back to here, click, add it, Command V, enter. So let's go back up. Now I just click on it, but I need to choose it to do that. There we go. All right, so you'll notice this takes me portfolio, contact, about. And this is my master. All right, now, so we're going to go ahead and stop. But as you can see, this is how you're going to do that. Now, the master is finished. And remember, this is an issue that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. All right, so now we're going to take this. Remember, I've taken these ideas out. Why did I do that?
Taking what out? Oh, because they weren't on the updated design.
Right, but why did I take them out of the updated design? Remember, you're only as good as that. And if somebody saw right off the bat that doesn't like that style of photograph,
Then you just lost them as a client.
I just lost them as a client. All right, now the about, see how I put the logo in there? I'd probably put some other artwork in there, not just one logo. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So the way I did this, well, yeah. Delete, delete. Delete, delete. Remember, I'm not going to put my graphic in there. And then this, just go here. There. All right, so now I have my about. Because it looks just like the about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Portfolio, I'm going to move that to here. All right, so the portfolio. All right, now the portfolio, I'm going to add the menus. Remember, I was going to, not menus, excuse me, panels. And I wanted the tab, so we bring this over. All right, now what I want to do is we're going to do this. Make it the same size. Remember, that goes to, and Muse does that every once in a while, by the way. That's why you save.
Yep.
All right, well, guess what? It did save it. So now we're going to take this to here. And I probably quit. Let's just take it to there, to there for sale, okay? And you guys will set it up based on your proportions. All right, now let's go in and I want to change that color. So first off, libraries, Loki Designs. We want it the same color. See how I have the background there? A separation, kind of, an outline? Now I could change that outline color as well. But we probably don't want to do that, do we? Stroke. Grab that. See, it's set up so right now there is no stroke. You could change that, but I'm going to leave it because I kind of like that look. All right, now this button. That button. Libraries. Okay, so let's make it the same way when it's highlighted, but when it's not, see, now we have to go to the states. Well, guess what? And see how this is here? There we go. We have to actually click on the state. So the normal state, well, let's make it that color. All right. Rollover state. Let's make it blue. Mouse down, blue, and active, dark blue. All right, so now we have those set up. When it's selected, well, I always want the color to be light blue, unless, now let's go back to the state. All right, so let's look at the state of the buttons. Because, well, there we go, we have it set up. But let's make it black. Notice, all right, so we select. Do what I want. There we go. The rollover. See the text color?
Mm-hmm.
We click on it and see it automatically selects it and goes back to it. So it's not wanting to even do that. But you can change that. All right, so the label. Okay, we're going to just leave it because it doesn't want to cooperate. All right, now we're going to bring this one down. And we're going to delete this. Whoops. I'm not deleting the button. I'm deleting that text and that text. Because now all I have to do is add the widget library, the slideshow, basic, full screen. Let's do the light box. Put that right here. Okay, notice how large it is. So we just click it here. Come on. Okay, so we're going to take that, lower it down so it's a little smaller. Okay, and we're going to put that one right there. I'm going to take this and add the pictures right there. Okay, now this background, well, let's take that background and make it black so that we have a border. All right, so picture one. Now I just click on thumbnail and see add image. This is going to be the logos, right? So let's do the logo. Open. All right. So that just replaced that. Now to add another one, all we do, click here, add image. Brand. Add image. And there's the other logo. Right? So that's how easy that one is to set up. But notice these are outside of that box. So what we're going to do are take these and just move them up. So this can be shrank just a little bit more. This, I don't really need that one because I don't want that one there. Now that would describe the logo actually. So let's go ahead and put it back actually. All right, so this, I'm gonna go to right there. All right, so this is all right, and now I click here. Hairstylist logo. And it helps if I spell it correctly. Okay, and then L-A-W-Y-E, lawyer logo. All right, so there we have it. This explains what it is. Now, what I might do is take this instead, put it right there, take these, center them. And there we have it. And then this, what I'm going to do is align it, align the text, centered. All right. And there's that one. And I do that for each one. But notice now this whole thing is up because of that. So now I just have to just lower it down. All right. And there we have it. And that's what I would do for each one of them. Click here. All right. Now all I have to do is copy that, go back to here, so let's just go ahead and what did I want to call this next one? We're going to go let's go here, click here. So the next one's going to be photos. All right, so this one, photos. Delete that, and V. Whoops. So we want to go over here. Come on, highlight the whole thing. There we go. Copy the attributes. Go over to photos. And paste in place. Now all I do is, okay, there's the logos. I want to go to the photos. Let's do Akasha. I'm going to delete that one. Linda. Zanaya. And I'd put that up here as well. Then the other one. And look what happened. What did I do wrong, do you know? This, we're going to copy again. I'm going to copy and delete from there. What I didn't do was go inside here. Now watch, when I go to there, it's gone. It's there, logos. Print. Delete, delete, and paste in place. Notice it automatically gave it some height, but not enough. So let's go back to here. Notice I have that outside of that box on everything. We'll fix that just by going to there. And then we go to here. See how it's automatically fixed?
Mm-hmm.
Now here, well, now we're going to change these out with my print. We'll just add them and then delete the other poster. Safety flyer. Okay, now I'm going to delete the ones I don't need. All right, and there's that. So now my portfolio is done. Now's the contact. Okay, so I can close that. Now we get to the contact page. All right, so the contact page, remember I had that broke out. So we're going to take this and kind of copy it. Okay, Command C. Contact. V. All right, that there was, do you remember what I had? Okay, and there's my email. Whoa. There we go, email. Okay, so it's a little off, so we'll make that just a little bit wider. All right, now we'll add the other part. So we go to our widgets library, and we want a form. Simple contact. Okay, so we're going to put this here. All right. Name. Okay, so now for this, we're going to make all that text. We're going to make it blue. There we go. Enter name. Now, if I click on it, I can make it mandatory to be filled out. Require entry. All right. Now, I want to add something here. So I'll just click this whole thing, come down here. Well, let's see. We've got the message, email. I want their phone number. So we'll add that. But I don't want it down here. Okay, so it's going to go to there. Well, this is going to go down. All right, so now we have all the same stuff. All right, now where do I want it submitted? So let's go to here. Michael Brooks Independence .edu. All right, and then the button, well, we're going to make the submit button red so that it seems to match everything else that I've been doing. Red. And the white text, let's make it black. There we go. All right, now we save. So we file, save. So now I have my site saved, Loki Designs. Replace. Perfect. All right, now we come down here. Let's look at the directions. All right, so create the links, import your logo, import the social media. Please proceed to the remaining item for week 3, then you're ready. Okay, so once we have all these finished, all right, you're going to save this. And you're going to upload it. All right. Now, to save it, as you notice, it doesn't talk about that here. It just says upload a file, but it doesn't tell you what you're uploading. All right. So what I want you to do at this point is go back. Well, let's go. We're going to go grab the name. All right. So let's go back to here. All right. Design 305, assessment, last name. Copy that. All right. Now we go to the final. Go to use. Whoops. I don't need MySQL. All right. Now I'm going to file, save as. All right. Notice 305 assignment. Well, we need to change that. So ESSME and assessment 3 and your last name. All right, and save. that is the file that you're submitting. So just upload that to week 3 assessment and it's finished. All right. So that being said, this ends the class for tonight. Thank you guys for coming and watching the class. And I look forward to seeing you later this week. If you have any questions, please make sure to contact me.